Greetings, exiles. So this is the fourth video in this installment, and I realized in an earlier video that I talked about setting up faction to like if you went into Sepper Maru and you developed your faction with them, things like the merchants would sell you items at a cheaper price. And I with a little bit more thought, I kind of come to the conclusion that maybe I'm always pressing the tab on this. Maybe the answer isn't, creating an additional system. Maybe the answer is for you to get your faction reward, you use existing systems like the armor system that already exists. So certain towns or certain areas will reward you for wearing certain armor sets. And so if I'm in Sepper Maru, or if let's say I'm in Buckler's Bay and I'm wearing a Cutlass set, I'll get a 25% discount. If I'm in the Black Galleon and they have a merchant and I'm wearing the pirate armor, I'll get a 25% discount. And that would incentivize me to craft those other armor sets in order to buy recipes from.
Looks like we got ourselves a hero.
It would incentivize me to buy sorry, I just got attacked, or I'm under attack, and so see there's that frost blowing off the mountains to kind of and the banners blowing on the rocks. But that would incentivize me to do the replayability loops, to go out and search for those items, to craft those armor sets for, and to drive that replayability. I know it's a little bit of a ramble. I apologize. I was reading a little bit Chaos Bane. I'm kind of unhappy with the status of Chaos Bane. Like visually and combat, it's great, but the multiplayer is garbage. They have some huge network issues. So I'm running around here and I'm trying to find one of these dungeons that has the effects I'm looking for, and it's basically you could shoot things off this ceiling and it would land on the ground, and you could pull people into traps. Basically, the dungeons, like, look how this dungeon is designed with the level of, there's runes over here, and there's stuff on the ground, and there's rubble. This looks like it's been around for 1,000 years. You got the bones. Sneeze, I apologize. Excuse me, I apologize. But so hopefully here I can get into the dungeon. The cobwebs, when you hit the cobwebs, they slow you down. And you get the audio cue. Maybe they don't slow you down. It feels like they slow you down. You get a little bit of a draw. This is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. So as you initially hit the cobwebs, you get that kind of cripple effect. It's 1 second or 2 second cripple effect, and obviously it doesn't show it, but it develops that immersion. And this could easily be implemented in the Exiles experience, and I don't think it would take. Let's see if I can like this. No, it's about that immersion, that interaction with stuff in your environment, and so I think I'm going to call this video series design elements of immersion. Design elements of immersion, I think, is what I'm going to call this. And this is why this game is a masterpiece, and that's why it's so heavily modded. And so that also speaks to what I would like to see in the Exiles experiences. Like when you run around, you go to Sepper Maru. Here we go. This is it. Okay, bandit outlaw, right? Let's see what he does.
Now ain't this a surprise?
And they have the traps. So, oh, there's no. I was gonna combat roll. He's actually kind of a. There we go. So, so this has a puzzle, and there, you know what? There needs to be some puzzles. There needs to be some ancient riddles. Anyways, I'm gonna stop the video here. I don't want to make these too long. Oh, and there's a little treasure in there. Yeah, and I'm not playing through this to level up or re-explore. You know, I think I've put quite a bit of time into Skyrim. I just kind of, as I'm running through here, looking for examples of you know, immersion. I'm just realizing how much of a masterpiece this is. And always, thank you for watching.